What's up, guys? Matt Burns here, and I'm coming to you from the parking lot of Glen Cove Hospital as my wife gets a medical procedure done. I'm forced to just sit here and wait, so I figured I'd do my May market update video for you guys. I'd like to thank all of you that have reached out to me with your concerns and well wishes. As soon as I get an update, I promise I will let you guys know. But let's get into what I wanted to talk about. And, today it's really about short-term ups and downs and how really that's just a sideshow in the bigger picture where rates have been locked in a pattern of indecision and housing inventory is still at near record lows. And, I think this will ultimately give way to the next big move. So I want to let you guys know where we're at present day, May 2023 market update. Let's get into it. Real estate success without the BS. We are still dealing with an unprecedented shortage of housing inventory. And we talked about this on last month's market update video. On average, approximately 20% less homes for sale across the board. And that's still the case. Based on the data, 1 in every 5 homes that was for sale last year is not popping up for sale this year. And on the other end of the spectrum, mortgage rates have been locked in a pattern of indecision. We've been floating between 6 and 7% interest rates for the 30-year fixed rate mortgage since November of last year. So the question is, what is it going to take for things to change? And in a word, inflation. That's how we ended up here in the first place. And the present market limbo that we're seeing is a reflection of the present inflation limbo that we're seeing, which I think has been a bit more persistent than expected by most people. And this week actually brings some significant economic data as the latest rate decision from the Fed is actually going to be released the day you receive this, today, the 3rd of May. And it's all but certain that we'll see another 0.25% rate hike. But at that point, I think there's going to be an intense focus on data to determine if that's going to be the ceiling until further notice. What they decide to do will impact mortgage rates and the broader bond market in general. But the market has been collectively holding its breath, and rates have stayed in that 6 or 7% range as a result. And there's been plenty of volatility up and down in that 1% range, but we've had no obvious attempts to break into a new trend, whether it's break through the floor or through the ceiling. So the market is just waiting to glean nuggets from the Fed data, their speeches and assessments to really determine what the next move will be. So stay tuned for that. And now getting back to inventory, which I have to talk about at length more, it's really important, I think, to touch on demographics and that big picture. Get this, the majority of baby boomers, which was the largest natural demographic increase that our country has ever had in its history, have officially reached retirement age. The average baby boomer has reached retirement age as of last year. And conversely, millennials, my generation, the kids of baby boomers, which also happens to be the second largest natural demographic increase our country has ever seen, has officially reached the median age that most people buy their first home. So I don't think there's a coincidence there. We have an entire generation that has reached the age where historically they'd be looking to make a move in real estate. However, what the Fed did when they raised rates post-COVID was create an environment where people don't want to sell their homes because they're sitting on really low interest rates. And on top of that, builders are building less because it becomes more expensive for them to do so. So we're sitting on all of this pent up demand, and that demand will only get crazier as millennials start having more kids and needing more space. But unfortunately, it's really hard for me to see a situation where the facts change for those that are already in homes with low mortgage rates. Low inventory will be here to stay for the foreseeable future. The effects of that are being seen today. I'm seeing them with multiple offers, still occurring on listings, especially ones that offer utility to the largest demographic of first-time home buyers, which millennials, my people, they're starting families, expanding their families. And, of course, homes that are priced right and in desirable neighborhoods. We're also seeing homes that are selling above list price again. Limited housing supply is simply not meeting demand nationally and locally in our neck of the woods. But we have to keep our eye on interest rates, because the affordability and what makes financial sense for those buyers can change drastically as interest rate changes. We saw it happen in less than a year, with rates going from 3.5 to 6.5 in the span of a few months, right? If you think about it logically, if monthly payments to own is grossly different from renting payments for a similar size space, the majority of people wouldn't make the decision to buy, right? Something has to change. And whether it's price or interest rates, I'm not sure. But we've already seen what happens when we get lower interest rates, what that does to prices, right? It put them on a rocket post-COVID. So I can't cheerlead for home prices or interest rates to go either way at this point. I really think we are in a trench warfare situation, and the stalemate of that trench warfare might be a better solution all around than it going one way or another. So we have to wait and see how it plays out. But, regardless, if you or someone is looking to get into the trenches, whether it's buying or selling or investing, you'll need and want to partner with a seasoned real estate war veteran. We are at war, and you need someone to help clear up the fog of war. And I'm looking forward to helping as many people as possible. So let me know if you're ready to kick some ass. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. I'll see you guys in 2 weeks for our featured listings email. Stay well.